I saw comments saying, "Well, I don't like it when you're like this. I don't like your videos when you're angry and you're sad and you're upset like this." I don't either. I don't like being like this. I don't like being angry. I don't like being sad. I don't like being traumatized. But it's something that I have to live with. What happened specifically today, I made the video for Bob Saget last night, and people instantly started attacking me, saying, well, this is more proof that Mary loves pedophiles because Bob Saget was a pedophile and she clearly loves him. They had no proof he was a pedophile. They just wanted to tear down somebody. And that hurt me, because that's all you people do is tear down, tear down, tear down. You hate and claim that you hate pedophiles so much, but then you love people who support and protect pedophiles. My aunt, she supports and protects my father. She'll never acknowledge what she knows, proving that she is a pedophile enabler. She knew it was happening when I was a child and did nothing to stop it because it was my mother's choice. Katrina made her choice, and her children just had to suffer. So that upset me. The very idea that you people protect and love pedophiles, but then accuse and hate for the same thing, for pedophilia. That isn't proven. It's hypocrisy. It's so much hypocrisy. And it just broke me. And I broke last night, and then I went to sleep, and I woke up at 8 a.m. this morning, and I was still broken. Those thoughts were still eating me alive. That all of these people who support my aunt also, just anything I do, they're going to hate me. They're going to push me to try to hurt me. And this morning it did finally push me over, because there's so much support for my aunt, and she is so supportive of an abusive motherfucker. After I made videos this morning at 8 a.m., I went back to sleep because I was aware that I was being unstable, that I was flying off and I was not able to control it. I woke up so angry because y'all sent me to bed so angry. And I slept again from 8 to 11, and then I woke up wanting to cry. Still angry, but also just wanting to sob. This time of the year is extremely difficult for me. You know that. That's why they chose this time of the year specifically to begin the harassment last year. Because it's well known that I suffer an anniversary reaction every year around this time. And so they chose to harass and bully me at the time when they knew that I was the weakest, because they thought that they would be able to push me to finally end my life. And Adonis paused in my comments saying, well, I haven't said anything in a week, so it's not my fault. Now, you made 3 movies about me that are all lies. You're the main reason that Bernice Morgan knows I exist. Just because you've stopped doesn't extinguish everything that you have already put into play. The thousands of people that you have convinced that I'm a bad, liar, horrible person that deserves to suffer and die. You ignited that fire. And then you walked away from it and said, well, it's not my fault if it keeps burning. There's a man a couple of years ago. He lost a $1.50 bet in Call of Duty. And in retaliation, he swatted the other player. Problem was he was given the wrong address and he swatted the home of completely innocent people. And when a completely innocent man opened the door, not knowing what was happening, he was shot and killed. Later, they spoke to the boy, the man who swatted him. And he said he felt no remorse or guilt at all because he didn't pull the trigger and he wasn't a SWAT team member, so how could it have been his fault? Just because he put out the false information, just because he caused the state of panic that sent out a SWAT team to an innocent person, just because he was the sole reason it all happened, doesn't mean he holds any responsibility, because the police could have chose not to go, they could have chose to ignore it, they could have chose to not kill the man. And that's essentially what Adonis Paul's take is. He put out the lies. He caused the panic that caused so many people to flock to my channel to hate me and hurt me. And then he walked away, but his mob, his gang, is still hurting me. And he won't take any accountability or responsibility for it because it's not him. It's just the thousands of people he controls. How can it be his fault just because he's been spreading lies about me that he knows will anger and make people want to hurt you? How could that be his fault? His fans could choose to not believe him, but they won't. His fans could choose to not harass and intimidate and cyber terrorize somebody, but they won't. And I'm the one that is being told that I'm accountable and I'm responsible for everything that's happening, when I've done nothing but tell the truth. Trust me, I don't like being traumatized. I don't like feeling the way that I feel any more than you like seeing it. But it is my life. It is what it is. And no, I won't just go away. Because my family deserves to have to see what they've done. If my mother watches these videos, if my sisters or my cousins watch these videos, they deserve to see what they have created and unleashed to be destitute and homeless. They deserve to see it. I'm not just going to fade away so that they can pretend that I didn't exist, like Kathy did with my mom for all of those years. You know why it never bothered Kathy that my mom was being beaten so badly? Because she never had to see it or hear about it. Because she never contacted my mother. She put it out of her mind and it didn't matter anymore. And if I just stopped posting, they would put me out of their minds and I wouldn't matter anymore. But I would still be struggling and suffering and traumatized. And they are not allowed to ignore it. That's just the way it is. They are not allowed to live their lives and keep pretending that they didn't do what they've done. I won't let them. I won't allow them to bury me the way they buried little Ronnie. And then Kathy wants to be hyperbolic. Well, what do you want us to do? Move the body? No, I want you to be honest about what happened to him. It would be easy for you to move the body. That just cost money. And anything that costs money is super easy. But admitting that you know what happened to little Ronnie, that's something that you could never afford to do, could you? Your ego could never allow it. It's easier for you to just pay the money to have the problem moved, and then no more problem for you. The problem would still exist. It would just be out of your line of sight.